If you are looking to change your B1, B2 visa category to another visa type in 2025, I share with you a step-by-step approach on how to go about this. Hi people, my name is Patty, and if you're joining in new here, I share content on immigration, my lifestyle. This is a variety, a channel, lifestyle, travel vlogs, and all. So today we're going to be talking about changing or switching from B1, B2 visa to another visa category. Please, if you are in this dilemma, watch this video right to the very end to get tips on how you can go about this process. So without further much ado, let's dive straight into the video. It is important to note that when you have your B1, B2 visa and you intend to switch to another visa type, get to familiarize yourself with the U.S. citizenship and also immigration services. We're talking about the USCSI website to familiarize yourself, to get to know how to go about this, how to apply and all of that. But before you apply or change or move from B1, B2 visa category, there are important steps you need to follow. So the very first step is to be sure you're, of course, lawfully admitted into the United States. Number two, you have to make sure that you have not overstayed your visa, okay? You have to make sure you haven't overstayed your visa. That's the second step. Number three, the third one is having not violated any of the non-immigrant visa that you're holding, that is a B1, B2. Make sure you meet all of these requirements before you proceed to change your B1, B2 visa to another visa category. After determining your eligibility criteria, now the overall first step that you need to do is to identify the visa type, is to identify the kind of visa you want to change, okay? Because not all visa type is eligible for change. You have to make sure, you have to pay attention to all those details. So the first thing, I'm going to be looking at my laptop. I'll just grab it right here. So the first thing is to identify the visa category. Once you've gotten that out of the way, you are good to go. And the next one is identifying the type of visa or the visa category. We're talking about F1 visa, of course. It's the student visa. You have to make sure if you're having or you're a holder of an F1 visa or H1B visa, that is for work specialty or work visa, or O1 visa for people for extraordinary skills, or K1 visa or fiancé visa. Once you've identified this various category or the particular category you're in my own case, I'll be talking more on B1, B2 because this channel is all about B1, B2 on how I got here, how I changed everything. I'll be walking you guys through every step on how I did personally on my own, how I changed from my B1 to the other visa types that we're going to be unveiling as the video progresses. Okay, so understanding this requirement is very, very important. Once you've understood this requirement, you now move to the second step is to prepare for a change of status application. How do you go about it? Of course, they're going to ask you some documentation. And please, this documentation is based on the type of visa that you are holding. So they're not going to ask you maybe for A, B, C, D, or any kind of documentation. It's going to pertain to the exact document that you're holding. And in terms of this, we're talking about the passport, your current passport. Is it valid or is not valid? So those are some of the information. And also supporting document. We're talking about you're going to change from visa A to visa B. So if they're changing, what is your financial status, right? In some cases, they're going to ask you. In my own case, they did ask financial status. If you're changing maybe from F1 maybe to a student visa, they're going to ask you like who is going to sponsor your school. And of course, you need to get some documentation, maybe like a school admission if you're changing from F1 student to something else. So you have to make sure you have all of that. They are like proof of funds on how to support your study if you're going to change for F1. Case which is a B1, B2 visa category, you need to fill the form I-539, okay? So the form is the application to extend or change your non-immigrant visa to another visa type. So you make sure you get this form, you fill the form, and please, before I move to stage number 3, in regards to putting all of these documents together, I will employ you, hire a service of a professional. We're talking about an attorney, okay? Even if you think you know everything, yes, you can do it. People do it from their homes. But guys, the stress I've had, I didn't want to go through that. So I hired the services of a professional who can help me mitigate any concerns that I might come across. So I hired a professional attorney that helped us to navigate this process smooth and easy. And mind you, some of the cost for from I-539. I think it's about 400 and not up to $500. You can check online, but when you're employing the services of an attorney, there are certain fees that will apply to it, okay? And if you are for student, the form you're going to be needing for maybe F1 student, maybe you're going to need the I-20 form. That is to get this form is to get maybe an admission from a school to show that, okay, you have to, you're switching from F1 to another visa type. And if you're doing for work visa, you need the form I-129 if you're doing for work. But in this case, we're talking about just B1, B2. All right. So that is the third or the second stage on how to go about this. Okay. Now the third step is to fill the form I-539 that I just listed a while ago. So to complete this form, of course, hire the services of an attorney, okay? Or if you want to do it, just go to the website on USCSI. You're going to get the form there and you're going to fill it. And if you have a dependent, put in all the information. In my own case, I did not fill it because I hired the service of a professional to do so. And also, like I said, you're going to be showing evidence to show your eligibility. Like I said, not everyone is eligible for this, for a change from B1, B2, or depending on what it's carrying. Completing your form and putting in your supporting document, you're going to now move to the payment process. So filing and paying, it all depends. For I-539, the fee is not up to, I think it's about $440. You can check on the website just so you're sure, you're clear. Step number 4, after you've filled out all this form, your attorney or your immigration lawyer, they might reach out to you to fill the form, cross-check the form, make sure everything is put in place, make sure everything is well put together to avoid mistakes and all of that. They're going to mail it to you, you can fill it, and they're going to proceed, mail it to the USCIS, and of course, you can keep your own copy too, okay, for reference, for the future, because you never know, all right? So that's how the stages are. It is very easy, it's very straight to the point. Don't stress yourself too much, and the lawyer fee or the attorney fee is not that expensive. So now, after you've filled all of this, what next? Now you move to stage number 5, which is just stay and wait for a decision, right? In some cases, like I will talk to my own case, in my own case, it took a little over 4 to 6 months. It all depends, right? And please note, before you fill this form, make sure your visa is valid. Don't go and fill your form when your visa is maybe like 2 days to expiration and it's today you thinking, oh, I have to change my status, right? Make sure it is valid, because if it expires, that's another wahala. You don't want to get yourself into immigration. If immigration has passed through, you drop a comment, leave a comment down below. It is not easy, so you want to avoid all of those hoodlums where you're going to get delays because of a mistake you could have avoided, right? So please pay attention to that. And also maintain your current status. That is what I was trying to say. Make sure you are valid, and most importantly, do not leave the United States while this process is going on. If you leave the United States, upon exit, they will stamp you out. They won't ask you, oh, where are you going? Why are you leaving so soon? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, bye, ciao. Have a good stay. When you want to come back in, that's why you understand khaki is leather, right? It's going to be another problem. Like once you leave, they're going to consider, okay, this application is, they consider it as void and you're not interested in it anymore. So canceled everything. So you want to make sure in the course of this change of status, you are within the United States. Arrange your affairs in such a way that you're going to be in the United States to avoid any troubles, okay? All right. Then step number 6, which I just explained, I talk too much. Understand travel restrictions during processing times. Like I said above, stay in the United States. Do not move. Stay in the United States. Do not move until your process is over, until they are done processing and you have received a decision on your case. Because in some cases, you might receive RAFs, okay? We're going to talk about that in the subsequent videos. RAFs means maybe just additional evidence, additional documentation, additional something. What if they ask for that and you're out of the country? Of course, just stepping out of the country, your application is cancelled, or all depends. The emergency can happen and you might need to explain yourself. I didn't want to go through all of that. The last stage is receiving your USCSI decision. Guys, the USCSI decision is very easy because All what you need to do is, please, once you've applied for all of this, make sure they're going to give you a receipt number and a tracking number where you can go on the website. Make sure you create your account to follow up everything. Once there's a change of status, they're going to be telling you that, oh, today we received this. And in some cases, they'll ask for your biometrics. I forgot to mention that. I think biometrics should be about $85 or depending on the situation. So make sure that you are aware or you filling these forms online. Not sorry. Make sure you're checking your status constantly online to know if a decision has been reached or not. You're just gonna see like case number. I think it's like 13-digit number. Congratulations, you've been approved and all of that. Once they approve you, they're gonna mail it to your address and you collect your change of status, and congratulations, you can now start the process to the next visa. Yeah, people, this brings an end to this video. It's a short one. Thank you guys so much, but this is not the end. Guys, I know the next question is, okay, what happens after change of status? What happens when I move from one non-immigrant visa, maybe to a non-immigrant visa or a migrant visa? What happens then? Guys, if you want to know how I transitioned from B1, B2 to O1A Extraordinary Ability Skill Visa, then subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on the next video. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on how I got my O1A visa. Bye.